Dupes here are happy, singing, smiling. I think it is time to create a deep freezer. I have storage of food up here that is working out well. Minus 38, it's not going to last forever. And I don't want to be caught off guard. It'd also be a nice thing if I could store my food a little bit closer to the base, rather than forcing my dupes to go way up there. So I create these doors. These doors are going to mark the end of the kitchen, the end of the Great Hall in the future anyway. And I need to start to put all the pieces of this together. So this is where I'm going to have a ear tile. Same thing over here. And this is where I'm going to store ingredients for the kitchen. This is where I'm going to store food for the kitchen. Or dining room. Great Hall. Do I have a little bit of gold? I might actually just be fancy, no real reason, just actually gold is pretty good at getting temperatures to go across it, conductive that way. So that is, let's drop of water, just let me take care of that. But so this is where petroleum is going to sit, actually. The food is actually going to be the one over. And this is going to be the barrier between the vacuum area over here and the oxygen that'll be in the base on this side. Just need a little bit of gold. So I'm just going to build this in a regular spot, as in without a vacuum, and I'll pump out the air later on. So it's going to serve a multi-purpose to it. It's also going to be a place that I'll be able to run a metal refinery and deal with the heat that is produced from that. Pick out a location where that's going to go later on, because I want to be careful about making sure that I've got granite based cooling tiles. We have any gold? We do. Okay. So that is where the food's going to be stored. Put one, this is more for decoration type purposes. And for protecting the petroleum, we're going to do this as well. So I'm going to do something that I don't recommend you do at home, which is dump petroleum on your dining room, and kitchen. And generally, probably don't do that anywhere in your house, actually. But it makes sense for the tubes to do it. I'll do that at high priority. This is going to be the liquid that separates the base and this vacuum area. I'm choosing petroleum just because it has a less likely chance to evaporate or freeze. So if ever anything happened in the base that would cause this liquid temperature to go up and down. Okay, let's stop that. Don't need a lot. Good. Let's mop up the mess. Imagine if, careful not to mop, I want to keep that intact. Okay, so again, just a little bit. Fact, let's get rid of these tiles. I probably shouldn't have built those just yet. So I should have, and the game may not visualize it for me, but I'm going to make this out of gold. I can kind of see it. It has this yellowish glow. There's actually, and if I click over it, it does say petroleum. So petroleum is there. And I'm just making this out of gold on this side, more just for decoration purposes. It's going to be difficult to replace this tile later if I don't do it now. And this one is more for the fact that it's taking on the temperature, cold temperature of the food that's going to be sitting there. So now ready to, I'm building this out of granite. This is going to be my cold block that's going to chill ingredients as well as the food that's cooked. Alright, let's say we don't need this anymore. And I want this side of it, this part here, to be in the future vacuum area. There, that looks good. So I've got my cold block, the part that's going to do the chilling over here, food storage. It's looking good. Let's see, do I have gold? I have more. Just so I don't have to do this in the future. I'm just going to make, where's my wall? Actually, it's supposed to be there. Just make that out of gold. But the rest of it, I'll just leave as granite for now. So I have a spot now for steam turbines. I've built... Oops, that's not right. Come on now, game. Maybe I should slow things down a little bit while I'm building. Let's provide power. Now I want to keep away from this two separate circuits. Keep those isolated. I'm going to do this just to make sure these different spots don't cross. I send a dupe miner back to this world. I've got them to drop off water, or send water from the other asteroid. So that's going to go into this pipe, and it make its way down towards this guy here, oil well, the oil well. And a dupe on this side, of course, is also going to have to provide water. So that is way down here. Shouldn't be too difficult. And that's going to provide more oil. I would like more oil because I need petroleum to go inside this new system that I'm building. Let's see if I have enough steel to make this. I do. So I want petroleum to go in here, be stored in here. And that's going to circulate all around this area. I'll do that with radiant pipe. Don't want to use lead. If, maybe I'll dig out some iron. I'll make that out of iron. So I don't think we need any more steel. So all the sides here is being made out of granite. I'm going to have in and out of these to be insulated ceramic. So I've got one for base cooling, one for the deep freeze, the aquatuners, that is. And the radiant pipes, I'm going to make this out of iron. Unfortunately, I don't have a lot of it. At the moment, anyway. How far can I go? Alright, so this is basically going to get the petroleum to snake around and go into this machine when it's needed. And I'll do this now so I don't forget, but I'll have automation for lights. Alright, just waiting for more iron to complete that path. Going to put in the 2 liquid reservoirs that's going to be storing. This one's going to actually store ethanol, the other one, I'll figure that out later. But I have liquid shutoff. That's going to determine when cooling, not 2, what happened there? That's going to determine when cooling is needed. So let's see, I need to be careful of the output. So this goes in, does cooling if it can. If it doesn't, it skips it and goes in here. Cooling comes out here and merges with the regular path that is not cooled. Okay, a lot in there, but I think I got it. So this goes in, and this goes out. And I'm just going to maintain that radiant pipe. And we need to take a temperature. Should have been over here in plumbing. Thermo sensor. And that's going to tell that shut off when to operate. Now that does need to have ethanol in it, and I do have ethanol on the ready right there. So maybe it's a good time to bring that in. Now, is water going to the other asteroid yet? Let's check that out. Water has arrived. That has produced some oil. Normally that's not going to do anything until it gets up there. I might say, you know what, let's make an exception and just go early. So there it is, oil is going back. And let's see if that's being loaded now. So what I did is, it's going to be produced here, and it's going to go down this time. Not to be used for plastic, but to be put in here. And I'll disable this building. Something's not connected here. Did I not finish this? Nope, not quite. Just put in all this so that these two load all. Let's use salt water for our cooling, which I've got a lot over here. So I'll build a pipe and have that sent in here, and I'll put in the same logic that I built there on this side. So I have some Atmo suits here, and that is set at the entrance of this, because this area is going to be a vacuum, and I want to have a dip down area for that vacuum to be maintained. Just waiting for some oxygen to go in there. Just making a change here where I'm going to switch this to go around this a little bit. And then I think this area is done. I can start to fill this with water, and I'll be able to turn these systems on. So I have brine, I have ethanol, and I have petroleum filled up in these. This one's not completely full, but that won't matter. I'm going to make sure I enable this one before I close out this area, because my dupes won't have access to it in a little bit. Gonna sweep this. I think that's going to do for this particular episode. The next episode, I'll finish things off. I'll build pumps to create that. We'll turn the system on and see how it runs. Till then,